again, everyone, it's me, Madame Macabre, and welcome to a new video. So for today's video, we have another interesting spooky topic. So something that y'all may not know about me is I personally am pretty freaked out by the concept of mirrors and paranormal stuff. I don't trust like that. See, what I mean more specifically is I don't like reflective surfaces in relation to like ghosts and demons and stuff. It's always made me really uncomfortable and jumpy, and that's one of the things I personally just really won't mess with even today now. And it actually sources all the way back to elementary school for me, and I can link it to a very specific encounter. You know, when you're about 6th grade, you're starting to be in your like 13, you're starting to be in your teenage years, you're expanding, you're growing, you're wanting to really push your limits and, you know, test your boundaries. You always want to show off for your friends and be the cool kid that's really into all the spooky things and can scare everybody. And I was just like everybody else at that age, and I was really into the ghost stories and all the scary stuff at slumber parties. And I was actually really good friends with my next door neighbor, and she was only 1 grade below me, but we were really good friends. We hung out all the time, we had a lot of things in common, and we often did sleepovers. It was really easy for us because we were next door neighbors. Like our families were actually so close, we added a gate to our like backyard connecting fence so we could just go into each other's yards and stuff easily. Like our families got along great. It was wonderful until they moved away and we got one of my parents' current crazy neighbors, which they've mellowed out over the following years, so thank God. But needless to say, I had a really good relationship with my next door neighbor, and her name was Lori, and we had lots of sleepovers, and I can think of one in particular where I'm sure you guys know of those scary stories to tell in the dark books. I love them. They're personally what set me off onto horror in the first place. Stephen Gammell is one of my favorite artists of all time. But anyway, in one of the books, there's a thing about ghosts in mirrors and like Bloody Mary and all of that. And the artwork for that one really bothered me for some reason. It always scared me. It creeped me out. And it talked about, it was less of a story and more about the idea behind it in mirrors and ghosts and all that, and summoning things through the mirror, and it really kind of creeped me out. And it was me and Lori's brilliant idea to decide to try and play Bloody Mary in her bathroom in front of the little vanity and mirror they had in there. You can already tell this is going to be going in a wonderful direction. So the way that the house was laid out is you had her room, and then there was this hallway that had, you know, the other kids' rooms on it, and then on the other side was one of the bathrooms. So it was the bathroom directly across from her bedroom. And we waited until it was about 10 o'clock at night. Mind you, for us, that was late. For me now, I don't even want to say how late I stay up sometimes. It's not good. But at that time, being up at 10, that was a lot. We were up late. And so we went in, it was dark, it was late, her parents were already asleep, and we decided to try seeing if we could talk to this Bloody Mary. So we got the little candle, we closed ourselves in the bathroom, we turned off all the lights, we followed the ritual according to the book, and we got through saying her name the 3 full times, and for a second, it's like nothing happened. It was pretty anticlimactic at first. Like, we did the Bloody Mary, you know, in the dark, did all the little things you were supposed to, sat there anticlimactically like, okay, well that's baloney. It was just as we were about to just be like, okay, well, we were goofed, that suddenly we realized we were goofed, but not in the way we thought. The candle we had in front of the mirror, neither one of us was near it. We were back away, ready to turn back and hit the light switch. Suddenly, the candle blew out. It didn't fizzle out. It didn't, you know, just sputter out. You could see the flame go sideways. Something blew it out. So we were in the pitch black dark of that bathroom, and it got really cold all of a sudden. And, you know, as 12, 13-year-olds, we were pretty freaked out. Now, mind you, we were trying not to freaking scream because we shouldn't have been up. We shouldn't have been doing that. Her parents would get mad at us, yell at us, tell my parents, we'd all get in trouble. So we're trying to, as silently as possible, panic and hit the light switch and turn that back on. Now, we're thinking, oh God, we're gonna turn it on and there's gonna be something all over the mirror and oh, it's gonna be a nightmare scenario. We turn the light on, the coldness kind of goes away like gradually while we're hitting the light switch. Nothing's wrong with the mirror. The mirror looks fine. So we're examining it. We're looking at our own reflections. We're trying to make sure we're not missing anything. And nothing. There ain't nothing. So we calmed down for a bit, and then we decide, okay, well, that was creepy. That was enough excitement for us. We have a fun story to tell the other girls at school the following, like it was the weekend, so the following Monday. Ooh, fun story. We thought that was where it ended. We thought. See, what was particularly spooky is that we opened the bathroom to head back to her bedroom. The hall light was still off. The only light leading our way was her bedroom. And as we're starting to exit the bathroom, we notice there's like a shadow, like something standing in her room out of you, casting a shadow in the light that's leaking out of the bedroom into the hall. Now we're really freaked out and we're like, what is going on? And then before we completely panic, we're like, oh, it's her. She had a big brother, and he was about 2 or 3 years older, a couple grades higher. We automatically, like, we had that fear, and then we're like, oh, it's him. Okay, he's trying to spook us. Oh my gosh, you know what? Fine, let's sneak up on him. He thinks he's gonna scare us. Let's go sneak around the corner and let's get him. So we're like trying to maintain our giggles, like thinking we're so clever, so we start creeping across the hallway, but we must have made a sound or something that we thought at the moment, because about halfway across the hallway before we could see into the room, we heard the sound of small footsteps like across the carpeted floor, like the sound of feet running, and then a shattering sound. At that point, we're like, what? And mind you, when the shattering happened, the light went out in her room. At this point, we both screamed. And this is when we knew that it wasn't what we thought it was, because down the hall, her brother ended up popping out of his room because he heard us screaming. Their parents popped out because they heard us screaming. And we didn't know what had been in the room casting the shadow. Of course, her dad turned on the hall light and he's like, what's going on? And we were like, yeah, freaking out. So he goes in and looks, and strangely enough, the lamp she had in her room, mind you, she still had overhead lights that worked, but we had those off and we had just been using the warm, soft light of the bedside table lamp. The bulb in that had shattered. Now, mind you, the lamp itself was not knocked over. It was only the bulb inside the lamp that shattered and made the light go out. To this day, I don't know. I don't know what caused it. All I know is that I was already freaked out by playing with mirrors and ghosts in the dark. And suddenly, candles getting blown out, there's creepy shadows, scuttery footsteps, and bursting light bulbs. Thank God our dumb kid butts didn't get like permanently haunted by some evil entity or whatever. Like maybe it was just a passing trickster or something, because nothing else came from this. But that was enough of a traumatic experience regarding mirrors that to this day I haven't actually done anything else with a mirror, because I don't know, I was young, that was really scary for me. So to this day, like when it's dark, I don't really like to spend much time looking at mirrors. I'm like, minding my own business. Don't really want much of that. It's just something that personally, still to this day, creeps me out a great deal. And I know mirrors kind of creep a lot of other people out too. I know they're used in like scrying and a lot of other things by other people for different beliefs and things, and I think that's really cool, but for me, for unrelated reasons, I'm really creeped out by them, so I couldn't really get into that stuff myself because I just get flashbacks to that particularly entertaining slumber party, and I'm like, nope, mirrors can't do it. So, fun fact about me, don't like dolls, like creepy hyper-realistic porcelain dolls, don't like those. Don't like spiders, and don't like mirrors. Those are my 3 no-go zones. I'm good with just about any other creepy thing, but those are my 3 things. I'm like, not a fan, really not a fan. And of course Ouija boards, but I'm not actually scared of the boards themselves, I'm scared of the demons they let in. Anyway, I'm not sure if you guys have had your own creepy experiences with mirrors and stuff. I feel like there's a reason horror movies use mirrors a lot. they're freaky. So if you've encountered anything really scary, like did you ever play the Bloody Mary game or Baby Blue or any of the other spin-off like Summon a Ghost in the Mirror type games, did you ever get any creepy results? Please feel free to share in the comments below because I'm actually really interested in these types of things despite being freaked out by them. In fact, it's probably because I'm freaked out by them that I really enjoy these ones more because I'm like, oh, I like scary stories as long as I'm not living it. So please feel free to share below, and if you had anything similar happen, that would be interesting because I don't know what that entity was, so did you experience something like that? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little walk down traumatizing memory lane with me, but that is all the story I have time for today, so I am going to catch you all next time with another spooky video. Also, please feel free to let me know any other spooky topics you'd like to hear about because I'm just really enjoying doing this potpourri of creepy stuff. Anyway, I'll catch you all next time, and until then, remember, stay creepy.